Welcome, everybody, to Midday Magazine for this Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. I have your host, James J. Malouf, here. At 4:30 today, we're going to talk to our friends Baxter and Audrey at the Southwood County YMCA. Looking forward to that. Right now, one of our great friends, Katherine Elchert, joining us, director of McMillan Memorial Library. Katherine, always good to see you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, James. It's such a fun way to start my day.
Pam and I say this all the time. We do not get to hang out with you guys nearly enough.
100%, I know.
Love having you in studio. Love having your energy around here. We appreciate you and appreciate what you do in this community, and appreciate where we get to start our topic here today.
Yes.
You have a statement that we are going to read.
Yes, some exciting news. This is a statement from the McMillan Library Board. Mm-hmm. For those of you kind of unfamiliar with library governance, I mean, who isn't? But the library board is in charge of the library. They make kind of the policy decisions. So I'm going to read a little statement that they've prepared about our solar panels. So, dear library supporter, as you may know, we issued a statement earlier this year regarding the solar array on the library roof, advising that it was the decision of the library board to remove the array rather than paying a substantial sum to buy the array and retain it. Recently, however, the board was contacted by Viking Electric, the owner and the installer of the array. Through a request, the library board accepted and will retain the solar array as a donation from Viking Electric. After thoughtful consideration, the board has decided to accept the donation. The solar array will remain, and we are pleased to continue our commitment to green energy. And that's just really exciting news for us at the library. We appreciate having the solar panels on our roof, and we are committed to kind of that green energy.
It stands out when we have our community leaders, like our library or some organizations like that, going, from my point of view, on the right side of history.
Exactly.
And going to help our planet.
Yes.
And it speaks to what you and I talk about quite often, bringing our community back to it, and I should say reminding our community what our libraries are, our local hub.
Yes.
They're our local hub.
Exactly.
They're where we get to hang out. We get to have these organic conversations and different things, and really covering topics like this. So a big thank you to not only the board, but to yourself for getting that statement together for us, and all the work that has been done on this topic.
Yes.
From our own staff here and the work Melissa Kay has done to you and so much of your team over there. Everybody has worked together on this topic, and appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody's happy that this is the resolution. If you're interested in reading the statement, that's available on our website. And you can always come to a library board meeting to kind of see the action happening in person if you're ever curious. I mean, who doesn't want to come to a library board meeting, James?
I appreciate you mentioning that, though, because we really do try to encourage people more and more to do that. Get involved.
It's riveting.
It's got to be interesting. It has to be. It has to be. I encourage you to do that, and we'll be talking more and more about when you can attend those. But for now, I want to dive into Zoozort. I'm dying to talk about this.
Oh my gosh. Who doesn't love a live animal show?
Yes.
Absolute fools. Zoozort, she's just a professional. She's going to bring so many fun animals, and that is for everybody, but this is theoretically for the children, but I'm not saying grown-ups don't love to see some cuddly animals, James.
This is for the kids, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Exactly. Come, we've got that giant theater. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be October 15th at 6 p.m., so that's a Tuesday. And we would just love to see you come out. Who doesn't want to learn about different animals?
They are amazing there at Zoozort, too.
Yeah.
We're used to having them in the summer and spring and stuff. Being able to have them here in fall is really cool. And you just never know what kind of animals they might bring. They don't even know sometimes.
No, exactly.
So they got to go by the animals.
I know. The children's librarian was like picking, there's like an amazing list, but it really decides, like, is the tortoise having a grumpy day?
Yep.
Maybe he doesn't want to come to the library.
Yep.
And that's important, to be respectful of a tortoise's feelings.
It always is. It's always a good idea. It's really a good motto for life. Really.
It is.
It really is.
Respectful of all creatures, James.
Zoozort is coming to our town, to McMillan Library, October 15th, 6 o'clock at the McMillan Library Theater. That is going to be a lot of fun. That's a great event, and great to have them back.
Yeah.
We have a really a wonderful and impactful exhibit coming up of Native American art that I wanted to touch on, Catherine.
Yes. Okay, so 2 days after the Zoozort program, we're going to have a Native Art in Wisconsin conversation. And we are so excited to be hosting Karen Ann Hoffman. She's going to join us and basically walk us through the importance of Native art to our wonderful state. And just be prepared to learn a lot, because she is such a thoughtful educator and presenter.
We've seen in recent years a lot of our efforts being made to preserve Native American culture. And whether it is seeing a lot of our local signs being changed to represent that, or the correction of some things that are going on, we're seeing more and more of this happening, and this is just another extension of that. Of it. It shouldn't just be on Native Americans to keep this alive.
No.
And for it's almost literally almost the least we can do as a culture to kind of try to preserve these things, keep these things around. And then on top of that, having somebody who is really knows their stuff on this topic, like Karen does, being able to have her around to be able to ask questions, to be able to hear from her is wonderful too. And among all of this, don't let it be lost in some of the most beautiful, interesting art you'll ever see.
It's incredible.
It really is.
I mean, I think this is so important to kind of remember the traditions of the humanity that was here before, everybody came over from England.
This is as much a part of American culture as anything, and tied into our tapestry just as much as so many other things. So embracing this and enjoying it, learning about it, is to not only learn about the Native American culture, but to learn out about American culture.
Exactly. We just love celebrating all the, the backgrounds of the people that make up our community. So very excited about that.
Native Art in Wisconsin, a conversation with Karen Ann Hoffman, is going to be Thursday, October 17th, 7 to 8. We have such an exciting build up to Halloween in October.
We're so excited.
There's so many cool things, and not many people do Halloween better than our local library.
I mean, we bring it.
You do bring it. That is
so
a great
many
way to put
events.
it.
We have so many things going on. Okay, so to help our families prepare for Halloween, because we know it's stressful. Sometimes kids, they zero in on that Spider-Man costume, and then the day of they change their mind, and it's stressful, and you've got to.
Catherine, I told you that in confidence. I told you.
I mean, you know what? Everybody understands. You wanted to be Spider-Man, now you want to be Batman. Who can blame you?
Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
So we are doing a really cool thing, a library Halloween costume swap. So basically, please bring in your gently used and hopefully fairly clean outfits and props of Halloween years past. And then we will kind of get those organized for the community, and humans can come in and get some costumes.
I don't know if things like this, have existed before.
Yeah.
Other things have happened like this. I don't remember hearing about something like this before, and it's one of my favorite things you guys have ever come up with.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. That really is. But I bring these things up not to talk about me, but because I know so many people out there relate to this. I remember being a kid and not having a Halloween costume or having a hand-me-down one. One of the most difficult Halloweens of my life. We just moved to the inner city, and I want to wear a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
So I get a hand-me-down from one of my aunts of a Pink Panther costume. Didn't go over well. Didn't go over well,
I can imagine.
It was rough. It was a rough day at school. It was a rough day. How great would it have been to have something like this? I could pick out a costume where I wouldn't have gotten in as many fights.
You know what? I mean, I think everybody has had a complicated story about a Halloween costume, because, again, it's such a part of growing up.
And more importantly, that really is the point here of making sure that every kid gets to celebrate this holiday and nobody's left out.
No,
and that's such a beautiful thing to offer. It really is an extension of the season that we are in.
Exactly. And I think, just we're aware that our community is struggling right now, James. And so anytime that we can kind of come up with a creative way to help our families and help our community, the library is all in. So you have this next kind of week and a half to get your costumes in, because the costume swap is happening on the 8th, October 8th, from 5 to 7:30. And you don't need to bring a costume to get a costume. So you can just roll on in and pick out a costume. And James, there's some really cute ones.
I can only imagine.
I mean, little babies.
God, no, there's no. I don't know what's cuter, little baby costumes or costumes for dogs.
I mean,
it's tough.
It's an impossible choice.
It really
You're
is.
right.
It's not a fair question. It really isn't.
There's like 2 little ladybug baby costumes.
Oh gosh! Oh,
so cute.
That sounds so cute.
I know.
Oh, that's great. Find those costumes.
I know.
And
I'm tempted.
And do please spread the word about this event to everybody.
Exactly.
There might be people out there that could really use this service and might not hear about it otherwise. So please spread the word. We all know that word of mouth goes farther than most anything does these days.
100%. Yes.
And again, I love that last point that you mentioned there about you don't need to bring a costume to get a costume. Keep that in mind as well.
Exactly. If you come on in, we want to see everybody and just share the fun.
We'll be talking about this on our morning shows and everything and making sure that we get a good turn on, a good group of costumes for this.
Yeah.
And this all leads up to a great Halloween taking place at McMillan.
We have perhaps too many things. We're so excited for Halloween. We've kind of gone all out. So you have 2 options, right? If you want to really go hard on the Halloween vibe, we're trick-or-treating at the library, James.
That's cool.
How exciting.
That's
Come
really
in your
cool.
costume. You're going to get some candy. There's going to be a cute little photo booth. Take some photos.
Oh, great idea.
I know. If you've got a kiddo that maybe you don't want to be out actually trick-or-treating, it's a little late, it's a little too much for them, just come to the library. Problem solved.
I mean, really. And more families are looking for that.
Exactly.
That's a great thing to offer.
Yeah, especially, Halloween is the middle of the week.
Yeah, that's a tough part of
everybody
it.
has to go to school and work on Friday, so why not make it a little easier on yourself?
Well, and I know this I have actual scientific evidence to back this up. In my mother, in the years that she worked there on Halloween and everything, the staff love this as well. So it's fun for the staff too to have some fun and enjoy.
Oh my gosh, James, I'm already working on my costume.
oh great.
Oh, I'm committed.
Oh, I have to see. Whatever that is.
Get ready.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Cute. It's gonna be cute. And then say, you know what, you're like, Katherine, lay off the Halloween. I don't want to think about Halloween. Do I have a beautiful event for you then? The Henry Girls in concert. So these are a trio of sisters from Ireland, and they will be performing in concert the 31st, Halloween night, at 7 p.m. And it's just going to be wonderful.
I'm a sucker for good harmonies.
Oh.
And I went and listened to a little bit of them before, and I hadn't realized, I've heard them before.
Yeah.
I didn't place it. They have been around for a while doing this.
Yes.
And they, so when they first started out, I remember hearing about them, sounded great. They've only been more and more seasoned over the years, and the chemistry and the harmony that they have, it is noteworthy.
Incredible.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
And it's cool to have them on Halloween. I bet they're going to have some fun with that
I
show.
I think it's going to be really fun.
That's going to be a fun show.
So yeah, either way, we've got lots of activities for you all that night because go big, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're speaking with our good friend Katherine from the director of McMillan Memorial Library. And Katherine, there were a couple of other things that I wanted to note going on at the library. One right away, and one that we champion here at WFHR all the time, is the Red Cross blood drive going on. That is happening Thursday, October 17th, 10 to 3 in the all-purpose room. Just a note to everybody out there to mark their calendars on that one. Our Red Cross, going back, I mean, it has already been a hard goings for the Red Cross and our blood donation centers around the country. But those that didn't hear over the 4th of July weekend this year, they got hit really hard. So they're still trying to catch up from them. Anybody that can donate, we greatly appreciate it. You can find out more at redcrossblood.org. Again, the Red Cross blood drive happening Thursday, October 17th, 10 to 3 at the all-purpose room at McMillan. There are some other great events going on too. And we always like to mention our local artists like Cowboy Union Jam and Four on the Floor. Cowboy Union Jam going to be there Wednesday, October 9th, 1 to 3 at the Fine Arts Center.
Oh my gosh. You can't find a parking spot.
I bet.
When they come, James. It's incredible.
I know I would stop by oftentimes to see my mom, and she would always, James, thanks so much for stopping by. and I half the time, she knows this now, but half the time it was to hear those guys or Four on the Floor.
I mean, my office is like right above the theater, so
great.
I get like my own personal show.
That is going to be really cool. That is going to be awesome. And Four on the Floor, Thursday, October 24th, 6:30 to 8.
Love those guys.
Fine Arts Center, some of the best, not only jazz you're going to hear, but really MC work. They're great talkers.
They're goofballs.
If you don't mind, I did want to bring this one up,
Yes.
and it is something that I champion. I am proud of, and I know I'm not alone in this one, not only from the community that I've heard so much from about it, but also our staff here, and we are big supporters of the banned book club.
Oh my goodness!
And what you're doing with that,
Yeah.
and a lot of our libraries around the country, in the
Yes.
state, are doing. I appreciate this so very much, and thank you for doing this, and thanks so many others that are a part of this banned book club.
Yeah.
You're going to be discussing Mouse. This
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
That's a deep dive.
It is. I mean, for those of you unfamiliar, it's a graphic novel, which I mean, I think many people can kind of make the assumption that it's illustrations, it's going to be light. That is definitely not the case here. It's about the Holocaust, told through cats and mice.
Yeah.
And it has been a banned book, which is surprising because you know.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame because what happens with this topic, I don't mean to talk over you, Catherine.
Oh, no.
I apologize. I get a little passionate about topics like this. It hits a little close to home for us Jews. And the more that we have these stories where people try to hide them or try to bury history, that's how it gets repeated.
Exactly.
And a story like this is another telling of that story.
Yes.
And as I've heard from people, the book itself was eye-opening for many. These kind of works are important to our culture, and there is nothing to fear.
Yes.
This is all, especially when it comes to books, but like in this day and age where people have to have a million different things on their streaming services or their apps on their phones that require an age or something for you to be able to get this, so we can protect kids and young people from it. It's really easy to keep books out of kids' hands.
It is.
It's real easy.
It's so dangerous.
The more that we censor art, the more we become like things of the past, which is something that is touched on in this book in particular.
Well, and what's so interesting is Mouse is, again, about one of the most horrific times in our history. But one of the reasons it's been banned is in one scene, a mouse is nude.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's going into...
Yes, into the chambers and
into
stuff.
the chambers. Yes. And again, how interesting and sad and compelling that would be the reason why a book would be banned, as opposed to, you know, you're reading about the most horrific things that have happened. But again, we can't see a mouse's butt.
Right. Yeah, that's the fear. That's going to disturb a society or something like that. Meanwhile, Looney Tunes cartoons have been doing this for decades. What are we doing?
Spoiler alert: mice don't wear pants ever. I
never seen it. Mickey Mouse ain't wearing any. He's $1 billion industry. So it is a little ridiculous.
It's so interesting. Yeah.
That's why it's important to have these clubs. The Banned Book Club is meeting Saturday, October 12th, 3:30 to 4:30. We'll meet you there. And again, thank you for this. Thank you. We appreciate you all for it. I have to journalistically mention my sister, and my oldest daughter wanted me to mention the cool adult coloring club.
Yes, coloring is amazing.
What a great idea!
It's so good for your whole body, because I don't know about you, but I just find myself just like clenched. You know, like your shoulders are tight. Maybe your jaw's gnawing away, but you gotta take time to kind of give yourself a break and a mental break. So Cool Coloring is an adult coloring club, and it's so fun.
No, it's such a fun idea.
I mean, every week different humans come. We have music and coloring pages and different coloring pencils and pens and things like that, and people just kind of come and go, and it's a really wonderful thing, and hopefully just to encourage people to take care of themselves in this other way.
Yeah, we've done a really good job as a society making it and mental health an important thing.
Yes.
Now comes the real hard work, where we got to look in the mirror and start doing for ourselves this. We talk about other people. We don't often look in the mirror and do it for ourselves. And we oftentimes don't know, well, how do I relax, or what can I do? Give this a try. Yeah. It's a great one. It works so well. My sister has two. I love my nephews. Yeah. They're little monsters. I love them to death, but they're little monsters. And this is her break oftentimes. My oldest daughter is pregnant right now, and she's going to be having her first coming up really soon. I know, I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
I look for any opportunity to mention this. Just shoehorn it into things. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Very excited. But we've already warned her, get some coloring books, because there's going to be days where, you need the release. You need to relax, and this can be one of the fun ways of doing it. Again, the Adult Coloring Book Club is going to be meeting Thursday, October 3rd, 10 to 11 over at McMillan Library.
Yeah.
And just wanted to wrap up, Catherine, also mentioning that you guys are going to be closed this Friday.
We are going to be closed Friday, October 11th for Staff Development Day. And please know that we don't do this willy-nilly, but it's really important for library staff to kind of get time to sharpen our skills, kind of work together in ways that are new to us, so we can be the best, librarians for our community that we can.
We really appreciate that, actually. And as much as we hate to see you have to close your doors, it's for a very good reason.
Yes.
And it's just going to make our library and our community that much stronger.
Exactly. We're trying to, cultivate that growth mindset for not only our community, but also the library staff. So how we do it is by learning together.
And do keep in mind that while we have had a lot of fun, we've covered a lot of things, we haven't even scratched the surface of the things that are offered over at McMillan, the events, the services offered. Find out more at McMillanLibrary.org, McMillanLibrary.org, and be sure to follow them on social media as well. Catherine, is that the best way to get in touch with you, or is there a better way to reach you, or through the library, or through the website?
I think if you're interested in programs, things like that, website and Facebook. So say, something gets changed up, Facebook is a great way. But if you have a question, give us a call. We love chatting with everybody.
We appreciate your feedback and always look forward to it. Again, McMillanLibrary.org, and be sure to follow them on social media as well. Always great talking with you. We will see you very soon. You got to come back real soon.
Thanks, James.
Thank you. We'll have more Midday Magazine coming up for you right here at 97.5 FM, 1320 AM, WFHR. We are locally grown radio.